This is the first time in my life I'm trying to get to know somebody that I think I like or whatever.
And it was easy. You can't keep using that as an excuse. I see that's the problem.
No, that's not an excuse. I'm just saying it. And that can be.
Look, and you keep saying, you might say, you're not.
I already said it. I'm going to apologize for the cup thing. I know what's so crazy. You may not believe me. It was just energy and how it's the ginger that was in my body that made me push that cup. Yeah.
Beauty will always be beauty. I mean, guys, I was listening to Beauty apologizing to Khalid. I think she also tried making peace with Saif, and in the process, she was explaining her side of the story. Oh, she also apologized to Kes and was also explaining her own side of the story as to the reasons she lost her temper on that fateful night, that's Saturday night. Now, in all what she said, number one, I liked the fact that she apologized, but I did not like the fact that she was working so hard at trying to stand her ground. She was just basically being overly defensive. She was vehemently, standing her ground and justifying her actions of that night.
You know the thing is that you guys want me to always keep things to myself in this house.
It's not what you should see. You should articulate it better. You shouldn't shout it.
I told her that you being vexed, you can explain.
Oh, you're telling me to articulate it better in this house. People are actually listening in this house.
Even going as far as saying that when she had approached Ilebaye, she had no intentions of removing Ilebaye's wig and cap. She was saying that, oh, her hand just went there. But guys, if you check that video over and over again, you will see that although it was impulsive, yes, but she had actually just put her hand and dragged the wig. So it wasn't like her hand by its own volition went to Ilebaye's head.
It wasn't like I went there to push the cup. I didn't go there to push her cup. It was the ginger in my body, like, I didn't even know. I was trying to talk to her and then my hand did this and her cup went.
You were being impulsive, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's about Beauty. Another thing I want to address on this video are some of the comments I saw on my video that I did about that incident. I saw a lot of people, saying that, oh, they did not agree with me that Ilebaye was at fault, or Brian was at fault, or Groovy was at fault. Now, guys, the beauty about the FSWG community is that every single person on here has an opinion, and I enjoy the fact that we all express our own opinion in our own unique and diverse way. However, I have different reasons, to back up my claims that I felt like Ilebaye was wrong at some point, Brian was wrong at some point, and Groovy was wrong at some point. So on this video, we're going to be sharing all of that. And as usual, guys, the comment section is open because I know that for sure you all have your own opinion about this conversation. So please just go ahead and share with me in the comment section below, and I'll do well to respond to all of you. And before we get into this video officially, I want to first of all welcome all of you back again. Thank you so much for coming back, for tuning in to watch. If you are new on here, you are highly welcome. If this is your first time coming across my content, thank you so much for clicking to watch, but please do not forget to do exactly what you see on your screen. On this channel, this is where we give the most detailed, factual, accurate analysis of reality TV shows, movies, and trending social topics. So if you enjoy that kind of content, this is the right space to be. All right, we give daily and up to time, up to date updates. That's it. Let's get into the video. So first things first, I love the fact that Beauty had realized her mistakes with the likes of Khalid, Kes, and Saif, and she had gone ahead to apologize to them and make peace with them. And she had also gone ahead to explain her own side of the story and started giving reasons why she had behaved the way she reacted that particular Saturday night. However, what did not really sit well with me was the fact that she was owning a reaction with her full chest. She was not remorseful about it. She was overly defensive. According to her, the reason she had reacted the way she did was because, unlike what us, the viewers, are thinking, or what the rest of the housemates were thinking, that, oh, the relationship was not defined, they are still just playing around, there was no label to what they had. Beauty had actually revealed that afternoon, after they had made up, gone into the house, kissed beneath the sheets, cuddled all afternoon, that Groovy had actually asked her out officially. He had told her that he wanted them to be together. He wanted them to be more than friends. He wanted her to be his girlfriend. And she had accepted. She had accepted. And he had given her assurances that he was going to stand by her, he was going to protect her, even when they go for the party, knowing fully well that she enjoys her alcohol a lot, he was going to stand by her and protect her. And so she had gone with the mindset to the party that, okay, I'm now in a defined relationship with this guy and I obviously like him. But then she was really disappointed that at the party, he was dancing with different girls, you know, disregarding her feelings. And that was what had really triggered her, that really upset her. So that was the start of her own upset. And she was more, you know, angry that they had gotten back to the mansion and he was still trying to talk to her and make it look like she did not really see anything. I mean, guys, I played clips on the video I did about the Saturday night party where he was begging and apologizing and saying that, oh, I did not know that you wanted us to be together all through the night. So now, guys, it all makes sense. And if that is exactly what happened, then Groovy is crazy. He is crazy, because for him to have, you know, made all of those pledges during the day and at night he's running wild into the street, removing his shirt and sweating like a Christmas goat, then I understand where Beauty is coming from. However, her being defensive and defending vehemently are crazy, overly excessive reactions, you know, towards Bbnaija and Brian. For me, it's a no-no. I completely do not accept that. It comes across as one person who is just so toxic in their own way, but would not want to, you know, change for anything, because they feel like their own way of vexing, their own way of expressing their anger is their own way, and nobody else has a right to tell them otherwise. That was the angle she was coming from, even though she has a case. But the fact that she was overly defensive, guys, it was a huge no-no for me. For me, if Beauty had continued shouting and ranting and making all the noise that she wants to make in the world, I would have just sat back, relaxed, and laughed about it. At the end of the day, I would look at it as, okay, that is her own way of distressing. That's her own way of purgating her emotions. You know, let it all out, let it all out, let out all the toxicity from your system. I would have really loved that. But where it got really extreme and where people are actually very angry at her were some of the things that were coming out of her mouth, number one, and the fact that she actually went physical on Bbnaija. The fact that she went and dragged Bbnaija's wigs and threw it away, guys, that was violent. The fact that she had gotten into Bbnaija's face, guys, that was golden. And for me, it was not acceptable at all. If Beauty feels like, oh, it is my own way of venting and it is right, nobody can tell me otherwise, then she needs to see a therapist. In other words, she needs anger management classes, and that's on period. Why did I say that I blame Bbnaija to some extent? Now, this is what a lot of you don't realize. Listen, we've talked about this when we were analyzing the Real Housewives of Lagos, you know, that Caroline and Chioma issue. We had all come to the conclusion that what Chioma did wrong, you know, in the whole thing that ended up breaking up her relationship with Caroline, was the fact that she saw that her friend Caroline was really high-rated. Iyabo, on the other hand, was really high-rated. But then in the midst of it all, she took the camp of Iyabo and was pushing her friend Caroline to go and apologize to Iyabo immediately after they had just had a massive altercation, which is wrong. And that is where the conversation of boundaries comes in, guys. Listen, we need to learn boundaries. We need to learn that there are certain actions for peace that we want to take at certain times, but cannot be taken at that point in time because tempers are still flaring. You cannot drag two bulls, you know, to the marketplace and want to force them to make peace. No. They would end up harming themselves and also harming every other person around them. And for me, that was the mistake that Bbnaija made. Yes, quite all right. Beauty is her bestie in the house. They share a very, very good relationship. Now, if really she was Beauty's friend, as they claimed, which I doubt, because, hey, they just met each other how many days and they're already claiming besties. So if really they were really good friends, and of course, to some extent, I don't really blame Bbnaija. She's still a child. Yes, 20-something. She's still a child. I'm sorry, but she's still a child. But if she really understood the concept of friendship, when your friend is upset and irritated and accusing you of betraying her here and there, and she was telling you, leave me be, we can have this conversation tomorrow, but for now, I don't want to talk about it. I am not happy with you. The right thing Bbnaija should have done was to have, okay, you've tried your best to talk sense into Beauty. She's not listening because at that point in time, she's not in the right frame of mind. She would have simply walked away. Guys, it's not for that math. It's not algebra. She would have simply walked away. But guys, let's put aside all sentiment, yeah? Take off the scales off our eyes. It was very obvious that Bbnaija was deliberately triggering Beauty. She will leave, she will come back, she will come and hug her. She will leave, she will come back, she will come and hug her. And she was making faces, looking at the people in the room, like, look at her, look at her. Guys, that was provocation on its own. And people are not even looking at that. People are saying that, oh, she was a good friend. A good friend will allow you to vent all the vent you want to vent for that time, allow you sleep, and then the next day, they will talk to you. And at that time, you know that you're in the right frame of mind to talk. So Bbnaija, I will reiterate, was wrong. But that is not to say that I won't commend her for her self-control. She really did great by holding herself down and not reciprocating Beauty's energy. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster. Why do I blame Brian to some extent? I blame Brian because, yes, he did the right thing by standing up for Bbnaija. Yes, Beauty was coming off as being bullish to Bbnaija to some extent, yes. And so he was fighting for her, number one, because Bbnaija is his girl in the house. And number two, according to him, he does not like people being intimidated or people being bullied. Now, the part where he now mentioned that if it was me you did this to, you for chop slap, I would have given you a dirty slap. Guys, I picked offense with that. Yeah, I picked offense with that because I felt like, okay, this dude, you're doing the Lord's work right now. But the fact that you have mentioned how violent you could get, it now goes to show that to some extent you are not different from Beauty. Because even Amaka mentioned that, Brian, you know you have anger issues. He said, yes, I know. Let me go and talk to her. That. You know, he just exposed his own toxicity as well. You want to correct someone and you are shouting that way and you are trying to go and get in the person's face to speak. What could have happened, guys? That also contributed in, you know, irating Beauty. So it now looked like she had left her fight with Bbnaija and was now facing Brian because of the things he was saying and because of his manner of approach that he said was going to make peace or whatever. So guys, I just felt like, no, you do not use violence to curb violence to create peace. It does not always work that way. Now, why did I say I blamed Groovy? I mean, guys, obviously, we've seen the reasons now. You've made advances to this girl. You have defined the relationship, and you still went ahead and did what you did. And even though you had promised her that you were going to protect her, all of those things were happening, and you did not look for a way, you know, to give her some words of affirmation all over again, you know, just to calm things down. Guys, I'm sorry, no matter how we look at it, I just felt like if at least he had, you know, said something to her. She felt betrayed. Yeah, so if at least he had said something to her, I felt like no how. Beauty she can be crazy, but she's not a mad person, and she's not deaf. She could have simmered down a bit. Anyways, that's it, guys. I did not intend for this video to be too lengthy, so just go ahead and let me know your own thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you all on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija. Do have an amazing day. Bye.